Bruh, bruh, bruh. Hey there, everybody. It is Steam Summer Sale 2024, and that means I'm going to be running down some of my favorite deals in this summer sale. We are doing, starting off with the games under $10. Let's get to it. Nope, not you, friend. We'll get to you in a minute. Let's talk about Age of Wonders 3. Age of Wonders 3 is an RTS real-time strategy. Oh, this is going to be running slow. No, it's going to impact the video that so many people are going to be hitting this sale hard, and it's making the loading of these store pages run very slowly. Anyway, but yeah, you pick your race, your dude, your lady, as it may be, and yeah, then you RTS it up, build up a kingdom and wonders, and then destroy those of your enemies. A whole lot going on in this game. A lot of interesting game mechanics. It's a really good RTS if you like those. And it is $7.49, $8.74 if you want the DLC and the soundtrack. So, Age of Wonders 3. Up next, Akiba's Trip. Now, quick disclaimer on this game, not suitable for those who are not adult like myself, because this game, it's an action RPG with beat 'em up sections. Well, the beat 'em up is the main action of the game, and then there's a lot of role playing and building up your character and whatnot. But here is the fun thing. Yeah, you are going around attacking vampires and exposing them to daylight so that they sort of dissolve, like when Thanos snaps his fingers, but you got to rip their clothes off first. So does this involve a lot of cute anime girls getting stripped down to their underoos? Yes, it does. There's no getting around that. Does it also involve some anime boys getting stripped down to their underwear? Yeah, some of that too. So, you know, it's yeah, it's an interesting game, but the characters are really good, the story's interesting, and it's really fun to play. It is $7.99 currently. The Ascent. The Ascent is one of my favorite things. It's an isometric shooter set in a cyberpunk world. I love me an isometric shooter. I feel like they're not here. Let's get to the action. Stop telling me things and start showing me things. There we go. Isometric shooter. So yeah, you get to, pew pew, but from a diagonally viewpoint. Yeah, love it. Honestly and truthfully, there are not enough good isometric shooters in the world. The one complaint that I see about this game is some people are like, it's too short. But for me, with the backlog that I have, a short game that's also really good, totally up my alley. So, The Ascent is on sale for $5.99, one of the cheapest games in this category. Up next, we have Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2. Take your pick. Everybody knows Baldur's Gate 3 is the critical darling of the here and now. But what about the original Mamma Jammas? What about the ones that don't look like this because they look like this? Yeah, the isometric RPG, pre-Diablo. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, represents an older era of gaming and games based on tabletop gaming, your D&D and whatnot. So Baldur's Gate, hold up, gotta show the price. $6.39. There are multiple bundles and whatnot. Baldur's Gate 2, $5.99. All right, that makes sense that it's cheaper. But Baldur's Gate and Baldur's Gate 2 are classic RPGs that you can pick up pretty cheap right now, and I think that's great. Barony. Barony is a tricky monkey. It is very often fiendishly difficult. It's got a hilarious sense of humor. It works on the Bloxel graphics, so comparisons to Minecraft are unavoidable until, that is, you start playing the game and realize that it has almost nothing in common with Minecraft other than some, passing graphical similarities. This is a hardcore roguelike, and you really, really have to learn a ton of game mechanics and be really smart about how you approach every situation. So yeah, it goes hard. It is difficult to learn. There is a steep learning curve. Making it completely through the tutorial in this game is an achievement unto itself. But once you do, it is some very rewarding roguelike gameplay. And if you're, one of those people who's like, I love the Dark Souls, I play the hard games, oh, this is a good one. It is $9.99. You can also get that 4-pack, play it with your friends. Anyway, Barony is very highly regarded, very beloved among those who enjoy the more difficult roguelike type games. Now, Battle Chasers Nightwar is a game by your THQ Nordic, who makes, some fantastic games and some not quite as fantastic games, but definitely some fantastic games. This one is a turn-based RPG in which you have multiple characters with multiple special abilities, multiple benefits, and you really have to be strategic because it is a strategy-based RPG, turn-based. You really have to be strategic about how you approach the battles the farther you get into the game. This game doesn't get nearly as much love as it should. Also, all this looks like cutscenes. I want actual gameplay. Is there another video of the actual gameplay, I hope? Okay, that looks more like gameplay. Get me to the gameplay. That is what I want to see. But you have all the different characters, all of their different special abilities, and it's a whole lot of fun. I really love RPGs like this. And yeah, this one does not get enough love. It is $7.49 for the Battle Chasers Nightwar. I don't know. Bayonetta, I do kick back and forth as to how I feel about this game, but two things make it stand out. The beat 'em up aspect of this game is brilliant. It is an absolute delight to hit the combos and hit them in the right way. That is one reason why the game is excellent. The second reason is the biblically accurate angels. They don't look like, attractive humans with wings. They look horrifying, covered in eyeballs and wings and whatnot, the way that they're described in the Bible. And Bayonetta just kills everything in her path. And it's a really fascinating game, but it's also a ton of pointless fan service. And I do mean pointless fan service in a lot of ways. And that's what drives me crazy about it. But it's still a very good game. It really is. And it is $5.99 right now. I think that's a great price on a classic game. Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced. Look, you can buy Borderlands in a lot of different ways during the Steam sale. There's the Borderlands original flavor, Borderlands Game of the Year, Borderlands Game of the Year Enhanced. And then you got all your Borderlands 2 with its bajillion like DLCs, and same with Borderlands 3. Well, if you've never played Borderlands, which is possible, I guess, because there was a time when I hadn't played it, so you know, uh, stands to reason. Anyway, it is this beautiful. Uh, it's a shooter RPG, you know, with a bajillion different guns, and collecting and upgrading guns is half of the fun in this game. There's a lot of crazy characters, there's a lot of silly humor, and this comic book hand-drawn art style is to die for. And I know that this game is getting a little older, getting a little long in the tooth. I still love it. Nothing like the original. Yes, there are the sequels as well, which you can check out, but the original, the Game of the Year Enhanced, this is the best looking, most complete version of this game that you can get. It is $9.89. Comes with a ton of DLC and whatnot, and that is the ideal way to play it, at least as far as I'm concerned. Cities Skylines. Now, I will admit, I myself do not enjoy this game very much because it's so much. You control so much. This is the next generation evolution of city builder type games. This is, what SimCity should have become, but didn't. And so the people who were frustrated that SimCity didn't become this made this, and people love it. They really really do. So if you enjoy this kind of game, which it's a little beyond me for some reason. I've given it multiple chances, and I'm like, yeah, this is not the sort of thing that I love, but I do understand why other people do. It is $8.99. There's a ton of DLC for the game, but start out with the base game and find out what all the fuss is about. Because for real, people who love city builders and SimCity type games love this. Company of Heroes. Company of Heroes is it's an RTS, but it's a little bit different than it's a little more Command and Conquer, a little less StarCraft. I would say a little more like take this group of people and try and help them vanquish and win and be awesome at war. Rather, yeah, why are we looking at so many mines? Because there are very few mines in the game. Oh, we got to storm the beaches in Normandy because that's a thing that everybody does. Yeah, I feel like this as a historical event is devalued given the number of times like kids these days will be like, oh, I've stormed Normandy so many times that you just kind of get bored with it because it's been done so much. But no, seriously, the actual, I wish I was watching again actual gameplay footage, because this is not what the game looks like. Well, this is a little more what the game looks like. But yeah, as an RTS, this one allows you to really care about the individual members, the individual units um, under your care, and to try to keep them alive at all costs, and to be smart about how you move them and where you put them to ensure your success in the various things that you do. Hate that this is not what the gameplay actually looks like. Let's see. Show me? Yeah, show me. Huzzah! Show me. There you go. This is a little more realistic. You know, you control your dudes, you tell them where to go, you tell them what to do, and then you adjust as needed. It's very fun. RTS wise is $5.99, 11.09 if you want that complete pack that has all of the DLC as well. And up next, we have Fire Pro Wrestling World. Now, the people who brought us this are the same people who brought us the terrible Fire Pro Wrestling remake on the Xbox 360. Yeah, Spike Chunsoft. But don't be thrown by the fact that they are the ones who made this. Yeah, fans were mad at what they did with the last one, and so this one they got right mostly. Uh, there is a bit of a learning curve to this game, but the beauty of the game really is the community support. Think of whoever your favorite wrestler is. You know, your Andre the Giants, your Hulk Hogan's, doesn't matter. Because the actual characters in this game are not actual pro wrestlers, but you can download from the community models. You can get, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Diamond Dallas Page. You know, you can get whoever you want, Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, like whatever era of wrestling, whatever type of wrestler you love. And then you can throw them in the ring, and the customizability is off the charts, and that's what makes this game fun. It is $8.99, a really good price on a pretty solid game. It is fun. It is really fun. Um, it's just the original Fire Pro Wrestling. You go back. I mean, granted, Fire Pro Wrestling goes a long, long way back. But the early versions that we got here in America are just absolutely brilliantly good. This game is not as absolutely brilliantly good as those originals, but the ability to play as your favorite wrestler is super compelling, and it makes it really fun. Freedom Planet. Freedom Planet is a game that started as a Sonic the Hedgehog fan game. And then Sega found out about it. And because Sega and Nintendo hate their fans and hate fun, this is true. Otherwise, why would they attack torrenting, or not torrenting, ROM sites and whatnot? Why would they, you know, make it so hard for fans of their games to play their games? Anyway, regardless, they cease and desisted on the guy who was making this. And so instead of having it be a Sonic game, he turned it into, you know, created his own original character and turned it into this, which, as you can see, plays a lot like Sonic, but it's also one of the best Sonic the Hedgehog games in forever. And so, yeah, and it's also its own thing, brings a lot of interesting game mechanics and whatnot, many of which would not have come about had the developer not gotten the old cease and desist. So take that, Sega. Anyway, Freedom Planet is $7.49 and a really, really good game. Oh, hold up. Forgot to use the back button. There we go. Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn is one of the Pilgrim Hat games. Yeah. There are 3 Pilgrim Hat series on Steam, and they're all excellent, and they're easy to confuse with each other. You got your Victor Vran, you've got your Incredible Adventures of Van Helsing, and you got your Grim Dawn. All of them feature dudes in pilgrim hats. All of them are this style of gameplay, which is awesome. Action RPG madness. Kind of Diablo clone-ish. Well, no, straight up Diablo clones. Let's say it. It's fine. Some of my favorite games are Diablo clones. Some of my favorite games are also Diablo. So, yeah, let's call things what they are. But yeah, Grim Dawn is a really, really satisfying Diablo clone. There's a ton of customizability for your character. Probably the most customizable character building of any of the Pilgrim Hat games. And yes, I really want to stress the fact that Van Helsing, Grim Dawn, and Victor Varan all feature the same looking dude. The main character in all three games looks the same, and all three games very much play the same. Um, and they're all very fun. But yeah, if you want character customization to the max, Grim Dawn is the one to go for, and it is $7.49. Hades. I was going to put out a review of this one, but didn't have enough time. Hades is a roguelike and an action roguelike, and you play as um the son of Hades. There's a lot of Greek mythology in it. You're trying to escape from hell, and it is this constant quest to get bigger and better in your attempts to escape from hell. And it's a lot of like, yeah, very, very fun action, hack and slash type of stuff. It is $9.99. I believe because Hades 2 just came out, I believe that is the first time that this game has been under $10. Do not quote me on that. It just feels like the first time that it's been under $10, but it's a solid pickup regardless. Let's see, Hollow Knight. Oh, what a lovely game is Hollow Knight. This is one of the best Metroidvanias ever made. We are all waiting patiently, anxiously for Silk Song. Um, and yeah, this game is so beautiful and amazing. This is a master class in world building. It's just one of the best games ever made. It is hands down one of the best games ever made. Um, and so fun and so beautiful and so everything, so perfect in so many ways. Even though it is imperfect, there are people who are like, here are all the problems with the Hollow Knight map and whatnot. And the developers have said, like, oh yeah, we kind of had to rush it out the door once word got out of what we were doing. And so yeah, they're taking their time with Silk Song, which like it better be amazing. I'm sure it will be. It is $7.49 for the Hollow Knight. I would suggest that if you like Metroidvanias at all, this is a game that you must own and must play at some point. Otherwise, are you really a Metroidvania fan? Uh, Sorry, I know that sounds ridiculous, but I love Hollow Knight that much. This one, I will admit, I have not played. Oh, come on now. See, got so many people doing this, but are you serious right now, bro? Okay, let me go back. Noita is a super hard action roguelike, and if I could get to the store page, I would show you. Um yeah, it'll load. There we go. Aha. Yeah, so totally destructible environments. Reminds me of Dead Cells in some ways, but also not in others. Yeah, I have this game. I've meant to play it for some time, but also my nieces and nephews are so much better at this than I am that it's kind of intimidating. So yeah, I don't want them to know. I'm gonna have to practice in secret and get half decent at this game while they're not watching. But it's $7.99, and yeah, it's a difficult physics roguelike. That's exactly what it is. And yeah, beautiful, beautiful pixel art. Very cool game. $7.99. Let's see. We are getting. Oh, come on! Did we not do the thing? Okay. Last and certainly not least, Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut. I am on an endless quest for really good mech games, and oh, are you serious, bro? This one is a mech game where you switch between a is it will it have it? There we go. Yeah, you switch between spaceship and mech, and it's important to master both. Yeah, it's really cool game. I'm always looking, like, because what I really want is a really, really good Gundam game. This is not Gundam, it's not part of the Gundam franchise, but it has a certain Gundam feel, which is really nice. And yeah, see, you are in sort of spaceship mode, and then boom, you can flip back and forth into your yeah, mech mode, and there are benefits to the two different modes. You're a little more maneuverable as a ship, but you've got way more firepower as a mech, and balancing those two things is the name of the game. uh well, actually, the name of the game is Strike Suit Zero Director's Cut, and it is $9.99. Anyway, people, that's going to do it for my under $10 Steam sale suggestions. I'm going to have to pick up the pace on the next few because we have way more games to come. Look for those other videos, the under $5, the under $2, and the under $1 coming later today. So thanks for being here for this one. I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.